You are welcome, my friends. It's your friend, Dr. Yazama Damas. Today we are going to talk about hypergamy. Hypergamy. Naturally, women are polygamist. Women naturally are greedy. Women think about themselves. A big number of women who are not contented with what they have or who are not satisfied with what they have, they always move from one relationship to another. One relation to another. Naturally, women think about themselves. They always want to get a better life than what they have. They never settle. However, a problem is with us men. Also, as men, at times we don't think the values we put up when we are getting these ladies should change. Because many of the times we think about a lady who can become a mother, or a lady who will give birth to children and take care of a family at home, which is not the case. Women think about men who have something. There's nothing a woman can settle down to as a man who can provide. Very well, without lying, there's nothing that my wife would admire about me. There's nothing. I'm not gentle the way people think. I am not cool the way you think. After being together, you realize that what you thought is not what it is. Women, at that time, I'm sure many guys were dating my wife, but she chose me because at that moment, in all the circle of dudes she had, I was the best. I was the best. How best I was, I had some diamonds. So that's how women are. They think. But immediately they get at your home, they don't settle. They keep on looking out of who can take care of them better than you. That's why many men are heartbroken. When ladies check them and when ladies move away, they're like, oh, how could she leave me? I used to have that minds too. I used to cry about it. But man, I realize it's nothing. Women never settle. Never settle. By nature, they're like that. They're always looking up of who has better money, who can take care of her. Actually, that's why names like bitches, gold diggers come up. Men realize that this girl was just here for my money. When you have a bicycle, she's looking up someone who has a motorcycle. If you have a motorcycle, she's looking out for someone who has a car. If you have a car, they are looking out for someone who has a better car. Don't think you understand women. Actually, I've realized men don't understand women the same way women don't understand men. Everyone is confused. They don't know what is what. But naturally, women are like that. They always look out for someone. We should change standards. Actually, right now, I advise men who want to marry, you should look for a woman who has her money, a woman who has worked. Don't be like us, the way we started. We just get babes who are just from school. No, don't do that shit, man. Things are different. These ladies are talking out to their friends who are, these stupid women who have failed in their marriages or what, who have divorced and are eating on their divorced man, and they hook up with fools, these young boys, and then they spend all money. By the truth, those women that you see over there and you admire, they're also admiring you who is down here married. They don't tell you, but they like it, they admire you, but they can't come down again. However much a woman has money, however educated they will always admire to be married. But a challenge with women, once they have a lot of money, they always look for a man who is better than them. And it's very hard for a very rich man to look at a very rich woman. It's hard. It can't be there. Women, we always want someone we are better than. There's no man in this world who admires a lady who is more superior than him. It's not natural. That's how God created it. So women, if you want to see your man elevated, elevate him, support him, build his career, so that you can be up there. It's of your benefit. I've found so many women who say, I can't build a man. That they can't build a man. That however much you build a man will leave you. You remember what I told you? Women don't understand men and the men don't understand women. So these women believe that if you have nothing, they don't need you. So they are not ready to build you. However, men want to build women. And after building women, that's when women also go away. Because whenever this man is building you, at times men don't take care of themselves. They don't upgrade. They overtake care of women. And then these women, once they're looking hot, they are putting on nice, they feel like they should get someone who is much bigger than you. Now, if you did that for them, they'll think that if they get a better man or a richer man than you, this man will give them better things than what you've done. So the game is like that. But the truth, men never leave women. Men leave women only if it's a matter of death and life. A man can go away. Men tolerate a lot of nonsense. And by the men, whenever you come home, please give your wife little problems. Don't pour all your problems to your wife. Just give them a few. Now I know these other funny married women are saying why. Why should you give them everything that you are passing through? They can't handle. There are things that women can't handle naturally. They will just listen and get scared and then run away from you. They can't handle. Remember, I told you when I got the accident, the pressure was high. My wife couldn't handle. She took up and forged up stories. So that's how women are. Pour a little, give her what she can handle. But the truth, it's very hard for men to leave women. And at times, some women say, when you support the man and then he becomes rich, later they go away from you. It's not true. Unless you're just also a funny Muslim woman, that's when they will leave you maybe. Because at times, some women don't take care of themselves. They just stay, okay, it's true they're supporting, but they don't take care of their bodies. They're just there. That's another case, man. You should think about, you should work out well. You should give this man as much sex as it can. Women are funny. When you're dating or when you've just, they want to hook you up, you're newly married, they'll give you a lot of sex as possible. But as you age and, as you move on and they move in marriage, 6-10 years, they start taking you for granted. Give this man the thing until the balls are empty. When they are out there working, so that they just concentrate on work. They don't think about, they don't get on the way thinking about, last had 6 weeks ago. Damn it. How can you take 6 weeks? Don't. That's another thing. That will be also another topic we shall handle one time. Men don't need a lot. Men need sex, food, and support. Period. They don't have a lot of things like you. So you elevating your man, it's of your own good, of your own advantage. Because naturally, women, you always admire people who are bigger than you or who are higher than you in everything. So the more you elevate your man, the more you're going to remain attracted to him. That's it. Me, I've seen my mom support my dad for all the years. My dad never got out of the house with an ironed shirt, with unpolished shoes, with what? Even at times, even business. Mom could come in and, support. So it's of your advantage. My dad has never left my mom. That there. And I can give you many examples as possible. A lot of things are like that. That's how, homes are dying out. Because when this woman doesn't admire the man, and, she'll move on, read many days as possible, and then marriage will become bored. But these movies that we watch, Women watch a lot of movies on TikTok, what the social media. They're looking at the wrong mentors. They're looking at these other ladies who have, rocked many D's as possible, and they can't settle in a marriage. And then they convince these ones who are at home watching, and then they think they have missed. One time I said there was a certain girl who was dark skinned, and now she's very brown. And she was telling this lady that she sells her punani. She's selling her Bermuda Triangle, and she's making a lot of money. And she has slept with many D's, many men as possible. And, and other women are there looking at her, admiring. Because they see her moving from country to country, and then they admire. But also she's admiring these ladies because she can't settle. She has seen as different D's as possible. She will be bored with one. So that's how life is. Men, let me know. Let's talk about these things. You should enter a relationship knowing what does this modern woman bring on the table and what do I bring on the table. Because that's where we have reached right now. Things are changed. Things are not the same. And they can never be the same anymore. So let's upgrade men. Let's think about such things. Because women have messed up a lot. And we are just remaining on the same things. No. A woman, I've seen many women who have very big money, sums of money, and they have failed to look for, they have failed to settle in marriage. They always look for a man who is better than them. Those men are very few, and before she knows she's 50, she can't get, and at last she'll still get a man who is low. You have to get the low. So me, I pray for you. I think it's better you get a man and you build up each other. If you have big ideas, share with him, mentor him, polish him up, let him grow together with you. And always, when you're growing together, make sure he's higher than you. Elevate him, because that's how God created it. Women always want a man who is higher than them a bit. So make your husband higher than you in everything, so that you can remain admirable, or so that you can remain respecting him. Because women think that they can't respect someone who is lower than them. And that's wrong. I've seen them in churches. They end up getting ushers or other men, and who are lower than them. But at a very late stage, when they have agreed, men who don't want you. Me, I got my wife when she was at college. I supported her. I told you, she began working. It's it's coming to 2 years. And when she began working, she started getting, feeling that excitement. After getting those first paychecks, don't want to listen. Of course, she can deny this, but I saw it. I'm sharp in this thing. I can see it, and I saw it coming up. I told her, I started taking, struggled with this thing a lot. But why would she leave me? It's not that I'm shapeless or what. I have something. So it's of her advantage. We have children, 4 children. So if she doesn't settle, it's, when guys started telling me, she's going to leave, I was like, it's okay, she can go. But because she knows very well that I can't fail. And it's of her advantage, the respect of her children and her marriage. So, if a lady does not respect her marriage, her children, she has really nothing to lose. She will go on and on. But how many days are you going to write, by the way? So it takes brains to calm down as a woman, to know that this is my husband. You respect each other. The biggest problem with marriage this time, women want to compete with their husbands Once we compete, it's hard. We can't work it out. Men, we don't want competition. We don't want, to compete with the woman. You'd rather separate than competing. So that's the biggest challenge most women or relationships are faced. And once you start competing, because you are going to make your husband your opponent, yet you're supposed to be one team. And there, marriages doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So you better elevate your man so that you stay focused on him and you build a better relationship. And me, I think it's better you build each other. Go, yeah, you're lucky, you get a job, support him. Support him, let him grow with you. There you can benefit. Because the thing of you looking for another man, someone will pretend, come up, squander your money. I've seen many girls go where abroad, come back, and hook up with Bayai, and before they know, guys have chewed all the money, and she goes back to zero. It's very narrow, it's very little women who are successful in business. Those who are successful in business, their husbands are involved in it. Or they have a male who is running it. So it's very few ladies who end up marrying, but yet they had the chance of marrying when they're even younger. They would have built this guy together, they would have built this relationship well. But because women feel like, if I have my money, it's my money. It's my money, it's not a man's money. A man is the one to provide at home. A man is the one to buy this. A man, why? What happens? Would you die if you buy land also? Huh? I have a friend of mine who has a woman, who has a wife, and the wife is he's a teacher somewhere, and this guy has stayed with the wife for a long time. They're happily married. Of course, we always have conflicts, because every home has some challenges, but you work it out, because this is your family. Let me hear from you. I remain your friend, Dr. Yazama Damas. I look forward to see you, and our webinars are going on. We started yesterday. It's ending today. Be blessed. See you. Bless you.